Hello YouTube, today I'll show you a Tearlaments Lunalight Orcust deck profile. So with the unbanning of the Harp Horror, the engine is splashable anywhere. So Orcust, you will see a lot more of Orcust cards in this format. And what better deck than other than Tearlaments than send free resources from the deck to the graveyard. Also, the Lunalights help you mill more, help you go to your Dugares, you draw 2 and discard 1, which pretty much all your archetypes you play in this deck love to be in the graveyard. So yeah, without further ado, let's go to the deck profile, start with the main deck monsters. So main deck, we're playing for the tier part of the deck, which is the most impactful because you mill cards with these guys. 3 Rhino, still important. You normal summon him, you can mill 2, or you can just go for a Mudragon and still go for Omnigate like Toadally Awesome. And also when you mill it, you get to pitch any tier card to special summon him, and you can go for a Toad even that way. Also is a level 4 on field, which can help you go to your Dugares if you don't have any more plays, for example. Next, 2 tier cash, 2 because if you draw it, you need another tier name to activate it, and if you have supplement the engine that supplement this part of the deck, then this effect will be dead in hand most of the time. So 2 because yeah, the old saying that you want to see it sometimes but not all the time. Next, for the 3 tier names, 1 Scheiren, 1 Havnis, and 1 Merrli. So this opens up, the Scheiren opens up a lot of plays because this card, mill 3, is the most broken tier name right now. And this is just for fusion summoning, pretty much. Next, 3 planet, absolutely busted card. The deck is still alive because this is a 3. It pops cards, it helps you against back row matchups. You can pop your own Lunalight trap card, your own Sulliek, your own Scream to get their effect in graveyard. You can even pop tier names to get their effect. And you can also make the cool play when you fusion summon, you keep your last tier name to fusion for the Kaleido-Heart, then planet pop Kaleido-Heart and get access to one of the traps, which we only play 1, but Sulliek is pretty busted. Next, Scream, for the same reasons. You want to see it sometimes, but not all of the time, because most of the times you don't have a tier name. This is just dead in your hand. Next, for traps, 2 Sulliek, you gotta play 2. You want to mill it as much as possible. 3 because you don't want to see it in hand because it's a break. And 1 Trivikarma, also in hand, a break, but yeah, you gotta play it. When you mill it, it gets so much advantage, and it's just a free Perlereino if you mill it with your other engines. Next, for the Lunalights, 2 Kaleido chick. You want to play 2 of her. This is the main starter. It cannot be Ash, Valor, anything, because it stands for cost. And also it's one of the best names when you just have the chick in hand or the perfume in hand and you just mill. So that's why I play 2, because you want to mill this more than the other part of your Lunalight engine. Then 1 yellow Marten, pretty busted. It gets in the graveyard, you get to bounce the tiger, special it. And if you open with the chick perfume combo, you get to do Dugares and the Bujinte to mill 5, which is a busted combo. Next, the 1 Emerald Bird, just more Lunalight names, you know, to get perfume live in your hand, or even if it's milled is good because it gets to special summon a Lunalight monster from the graveyard. Next, the limited Lunalight Tiger. Special summons 1 from the graveyard, effect negated, but who cares? It's not once per turn, you get to bounce it back, special again. Next, 3 Perfume, not once per turn, search by banish it and discard a card for cost to the graveyard to search a Lunalight monster from your deck, which is why you play 3. You want to see it in hand, and if you happen to hit one of these, except for the tiger, you don't really want to hit the tiger, but even if you do and you special summon with this, there's some other plays, because you can special summon with Perfume, the tiger, and then use the Perfume effect in graveyard to search the yellow Marten. Then yellow Marten effect is either in hand or graveyard, so you can activate yellow Marten to bounce back the tiger and special summon Marten, and then activate tiger, and if you have a Lunalight monster in graveyard, you get to go for your rank 4. And of course the one Serenade dance. It just doesn't discard for cost, discards for effect, which can trigger pretty much cards you want to be triggered, like Reinoheart, the Tearlaments, Spell and Trap, or the monsters, and just gives you a level 4 body on field, which can open up so many plays. That's it for Lunalight. For the Orcust, it's a small engine, but trust me, is enough. You don't want to play more than this. This is more extra bricks. So we have 2 Orcust Knightmare. So if it's in the graveyard, you get to banish it, target a monster, and Foolish War Legacy or Orcust monster from your deck to the graveyard. So most of the time you want to Foolish your Harp Horror, right? Harp Horror will grant you a special summoning from the deck by banishing itself from the graveyard, and most of the time you will special the Skeleton. Skeleton is a monster reborn. We don't play the field spell, so you will not be able to do the old Orcust combo when you go for Ding, then IP, and then just use Skeleton to special summon Ding, because I think the Tearlaments spell is more important to keep on your field zone than the Orcust. It's just here more for the next turn follow-up. You get to just, if they break your board, you can just go Skeleton, special summon Galatea, and you have a Dingirso on top of that, and you can recycle your Orcust, and if you happen to mill them again, it's just free resources to go and a link line, for example. And of course, the reason why this engine is good is because Crescendo. So Crescendo is just Omni Negate and Banish. Most of the time, you will not activate the effect in graveyard to banish and add a machine monster from your deck. Otherwise, just if you mill it, then you can activate it the last effect you do, because it locks you into dark machines. But yeah, that's it for the main part of the deck. Now it's just supplementary cards that help you these cards come together, like the Danger, for example. I'm not touching another Tearlament deck unless I'm playing this engine, like 2 Nessie, 1 Mothman. They are so good. Nessie is an aqua. You can go for your can be a material for your Kaleido-Heart. It can be a material for your Garura. It's so nice having access to Nessie, and even bumping it to 3 is not a good. It's a good idea, because even in hand you just have 1 danger play, and 4 other cards you want to see in the graveyard, just go danger, and if you hit something, and nobody's going to interrupt you in Mothman or Nessie, like they are not once per turn. Next, the Lonely, Keldo, and the Mudora. You gotta have them. It's pretty nice. They are extra interruptions for free because you get to mill them in the graveyard, and also they get to trigger the Tearlament field spell during your opponent's turn. Next, 2 Foolish Goods. It combines the Orcust and the Tearlaments together, like not the Orcust, sorry, the Lunalight part. So you send Perfume, you send Serenade Dance, you send Sulliek, you send Trivikarma, or you send the Sulliek to Scream or Sulliek to get your tears. Foolish Goods, explanatory, Terraforming, more Perlereino, and the only interruption that we don't play for it is just Super Poly, which is very busted board breaker in this format. that's it for the main deck. Now we go to our extra. For the fusion part, we just play one Kaleido-Heart for the tears. Of course, this guy is a boss monster, and when you make this with the Perlereino, you have so many plays. You get to end on Sulliek as well, and you can fusion during your opponent's turn and bounce one back and destroy one with a field spell. It just helps this deck a lot. And for Super Poly targets and also tier to fusion with your tier names, we have Mudragon, Garura, and Stapelia. For Exceed, now you can count this deck as an Exceed deck by now because you play a lot. Like you have Toadally Awesome because you can make Bahamut Shark and then that's your Omni-Negate. You have Dugares, pretty busted. It gets a trigger because you draw 2 and you discard, not for cost, discard for effect. So whatever you discard for this will trigger in the graveyard. Redoer, of course, 2 level 4s, you want to trigger one of your tier names, you go for the Redoer. The Bujinte, which mills 5, that's why you play the Lunalight package, just because this card exists. It's mostly just the mill 5, nothing else. Second effect's relevant. Then one Ding. Ding is for the grind game or for when your third turn or your second turn if you're going second, and you get a spot removal with Ding. Next for links, 1 IP Masquerena, necessary for the Orcust combo. You usually end on Galatea with the Omni-Negate and Masquerena to go for your SP Little Knight. So mine is still in the mail, so I'm proxying it. But yeah, if you're on a budget or whatever, you can even replace the SP for the Typhon. That's not a bad replacement if you don't have SP, but if you have it, this deck's become so much better. 1 Sprint because you want to send level 2s in graveyard to fusion summon. 1 Galatea, pretty busted, surges your Orcust resources back to the deck by setting the Crescendo, and even you can shuffle back without setting at all, so it doesn't matter if you have an Orcust Spell and Trapper in the graveyard to shuffle with this. And the last card is Dark. Dark helps you link Lime to your SP, to your Sprint, to open plays. Can be bait most of the time, is just to bait or the last resource you have. So you gotta play Dark, in my opinion. And that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys try this deck out. It's a fun deck and can be pretty competitive if people don't expect it. And yeah, see you on the next one.